Matt V's Movies back for another video, and today is the final part of my Predator series, where I've been looking at all 4 films in the Predator franchise, and today we're going to be looking at the first film, Predator, starring Arnold Schwarzenegger. Okay, so the versions we're going to be looking at today are Predator 3D in a really nice steelbook, Predator on DVD. Now, I showed this set in my previous video, Predator 2, where we sort of looked at the Predator 2 steelbook, but we've also got the Predator DVD steelbook in here as well, so we'll look at that today. And finally, we'll look at Predator on 4K Blu-ray, and we'll just discuss the picture and sound quality on this release. Okay, so before we get into the video, if you're new to the channel, welcome. Please consider subscribing by hitting the subscribe button down below and hitting the bell notification so you'll be informed when I upload a new video. Welcome back to existing subscribers as well. And for all, really appreciate any comments, so stick down in the comments your thoughts, opinions on the versions that I show, the film, what you know, whether you like this film or not, but most people do like this, so yeah, really appreciate some interaction on the channel, so that's always good. Please also give the video a thumbs up, that really helps the channel, and share if you wish, that's great. You can also find me on Instagram if you use Instagram. I post pictures and the occasional sort of video on there, so yeah, go and check me out on there. Okay, so guys, so it's let's get into the video and have a look at these editions. So just before we delve into the editions in front of us, just to give you a little background info on the film. Predator came out in 1987 and it was certificate 18 in the UK. It's an action sci-fi genre and it ran for 1 hour and 47 minutes. Just to give you a brief description of the film, Dutch and his team are out on a mission to rescue a group of hostages in Central America. There, they discover that they are being targeted by an extraterrestrial warrior. The release date in the UK was January the 1st, 1988, and it was directed by John McTiernan. Music was by Alan Silvestri, and the box office was $98.3 million. It was written by Jim Thomas and John Thomas. The cast included Arnold Schwarzenegger in the lead role as Dutch, Carl Weathers, Dylan, Jess Ventura, Blaine, Bill Duke, Mac, Sonny Latham, Billy, Shane Black, Hawkins, Richard Chavez, Poncho, R.G. Armstrong, General Phillips, Kevin Peter Hall as the Predator, Elpida Carrillo, Anna. So we'll look at the DVD first, then we'll move on to the 3D steelbook, and then finally we'll talk about the 4K edition. Okay, so I showed this edition in my last video, and if you're new to the channel, just have a look down in the history and you'll see all my Predator videos in there, so you can take a look. So again, this is a DVD edition with that really nice artwork on the front, and then inside what I've done is I've put the 2 steelbooks. So last time we focused on Predator 2 and this time we're going to focus on Predator. So I'll just get this out and we'll take a closer look. Okay, so this was the DVD definitive edition steelbook that we got in the UK. So here's the image, just the sort of Predator mask that we see in the film. Unfortunately, these are printed on, so you can't remove those, but not a lot you can do about that. But we've got the spine, and then on the back, now again, this was in the day when they printed on the steelbooks before they sort of changed to J cards. But as you can see, this one's packed with special features, much like the Predator 2 version that we showed in the previous video. You can see the runtime is 106 minutes. It's got a DTS 5.1 mix on here. And it's a dual layer single-sided disc on the feature film. And the special features, I think, are single layer disc. Okay, so let's open up. Now sadly there's no inner artwork on this release, but you've got the disc with some artwork. That's the film. Oh, actually there is some inner artwork, I beg your pardon, on the behind the discs, but nothing over here. And there we go. It's just really kind of what you're seeing on the front of the steelbook. There is some sort of artwork on the back there, but I can't quite make out what that is, to be honest. But there we go. That's the steelbook, and the picture quality on this, again, at the time it was, you know, good quality. It was the best it looked at the time, and so yeah, that's the DVD version of Predator. Okay, so on to the 3D version of the film. Now this is a German steelbook that I managed to pick up a few years ago, and what's really nice about this one is there's a lenticular on the front of it, and as we turn it you can see there's Arnold Schwarzenegger, and then as you turn it you're getting that sort of heat signature, which is really cool. Really like that. And you've got the sort of the scope in the front there. So yeah, we just remove that, and again you've still got that image, debossed border, no embossing on the title treatment though, unfortunately, but still a nice image. And then on the side, and then on the back, you've got a really nice image here of the Predator coming out of the jungle. And we open it up. Now obviously all this is in German, but again we're getting a 5.1 DTS master audio track in English and German on here, and you're getting the 3D version and the 2D version. And again, interestingly enough, on the 3D version it's a 1:7 8.1 full frame version, but on the 2D it's a 1:85.1 letterbox. So yeah, just a little bit of tech specs info there. And then, so we get two discs here. So we've got the 2D version of the film on this side, and then on this side we've got the 3D. Actually, I think this possibly is a special features disc. And then I think we've got the 3D and the Blu-ray on the same disc of the film. It's been a little while since I've watched this, but I do remember 3D on this was a really good conversion. Really enjoyed watching this in 3D. Yeah, it was done very well, and it's often the preferred way that I like to watch my films. I do enjoy 3D films, so yeah, it's a good version. If you are into 3D and you've not got Predator on 3D, I'd highly recommend picking it up. There's a lot of depth in it, and yeah, it just sort of a different version of the film. It just sort of adds something a little bit extra to it. So yep, definitely recommend that. Okay, so let's take the discs out and we'll just have a look at the inside art. Okay, and there we go. So you've got the Predator unmasked on this side and the Predator with the mask on this side. So that's quite nice, sort of a black and white kind of imagery going on there. So yeah, really happy to have picked this up in 3D in a steelbook form. And then finally onto the 4K, and I've shown this set in previous videos, and this obviously contains the first Predator film which we're focusing on today. Again, for anyone new, this is just obviously the front cover. This is like a 3-film collection, side and the back. Now on the Predator we're getting some special features which are on the 3D version and on that DVD version, and you'll just see there's Predator Evolution of a Species, Hunters of Extreme Perfection, commentary by the director, commentary by a film historian, If It Bleeds We Can Kill It, The Making of Predator. That's a very good documentary, highly worth checking out. Inside the Predator, special effects, camouflage tests, short takes, deleted scenes and outtakes, photo gallery, Predator profiles. And then on the bottom, tech specs, and again with the 4K disc, it's a 5.1 DTS master audio mix, 16:9 letterbox 1:8:5:1 ratio. So unfortunately, again, no Atmos on this one, but yeah, a good transfer, which we'll come on to in a second. Okay, so let's just get it out of the box, and then just the tech specs at the top there for the Predator, and then we open it up, and here's the discs. Oops, so we've got the 4K Ultra, just a plain disc, unfortunately no artwork on this, and then some nice artwork on the Blu-ray. We'll just take that out. Now, not shown this part before because the actual inside of this is actually for the first film. So as we pan across, you can see there's Arnold Schwarzenegger overlooking the jungle, waiting for the Predator. So this is a really nice image inside here. So they've done that obviously for the first film. They haven't sort of incorporated the other 2 films on the inner artwork. So there we go. Right, so on to the picture and sound quality on this one. Yep, this again is probably the best Predator is ever going to look. It's a great transfer, far better than the Blu-ray. I know the Blu-ray sort of suffered from some DNR, but no, this is a good transfer, sort of rectified that issue, and again, it's not going to look 100% sharp like modern day films, but it's still a good image, good colour spectrum. You know, you're going to get some good blacks on, certainly on OLEDs if you're watching it on OLED technology, but on the projector, you know, it's still pretty good. It's got good HDR on there. Again, I think it's HDR10 on this. There's no Dolby Vision. And then on to the sound. As I said, it's a 5.1 DTS master audio track, and it's pretty much the same track that we've got on the previous Blu-ray and on the DVD edition. And it's pretty good. You know, you've got good left and right separation, good bass, yeah, and overall, you know, a good soundtrack. So no complaints with it really. It would be nice to have had an Atmos on this, but what can you do? You know, it just hasn't been done that way. Okay, so sort of my thoughts on this film. Yep, for me this is the best Predator film. The original, you know, the first. I mean, we went into this sort of not knowing anything about the Predator, and you got a group of mercenaries headed by Arnold Schwarzenegger, and you know, you're going to get great action when you know, you got a Schwarzenegger film. There's a lot of sort of one-liners in this, some great fantastic one-liners. You know, one of the ones that springs to mind is if it bleeds we can kill it. That always makes me chuckle, that one. And another one is when the guy's got the big old machine gun, and he says, I'm gonna have me some fun. It's just classic one-liners that we get in this. And obviously, as you know, they go through the film one by one, they all get killed off, and Schwarzenegger and the lady, I forget the character's name, are left. But it's pretty much Schwarzenegger against the Predator, one-on-one, you know, fight for survival, and it's absolutely fantastic. You know, it's kind of one of those films that's going to be timeless. You know, it's still great effects. You know, the setting in the jungle's fantastic. You know, it's just, yeah, it's, for me, it's definitely the best Predator film, and I don't think this will ever be matched. So guys, that comes to the end of the 4-part Predator series that I've been doing over the last 4 weeks. We've looked at each individual film, my thoughts on the 4K quality, and so yeah, hope you've enjoyed this series of films. So it just leaves me to say thanks very much for watching the video, guys. Take care and see you in the next one. Bye now.